Well, welcome everybody to Unstoppable Part 5. This, is our 5th session of our Unstoppable, and today we are thinking about Moses. And particularly, we're thinking about how Moses was really worried about his words this one time. And he didn't want to do what he was supposed to do, or he was being asked to do by God, because he was worried about what he might say. So we're going to look at that today. And we're going to learn from Moses what it means to be unstoppable with God. So, welcome if you are returning and you've been to one of our previous sessions. Welcome if you're new and you found us for the first time. It's great to have you. Even though there is a craft later in the session, you may be able to assemble some bits and pieces to copy the craft. Or get in touch with me here at Teddington Baptist and I can send you some craft packs as well. So, are you ready for a story, a craft, a song, a quiz, a reflection, and me popping back up again at the end to say goodbye with everyone else? Are you ready? Are you ready? I've got to stop doing that because I can't hear you, and I know that you can hear me through the video, but I can't hear you back, can I? Well, it's great to welcome you guys. I'm Oliver, and if you are ready, let's learn from Moses how to become unstoppable with God.
Hello boys and girls, it's me again, Ryan the Camel. I enjoyed telling you the story last time so much that I asked if I could tell you another story. This story is about my lots of greats granddad told many years ago. It's all about a man called Moses. Right, one day my many greats ago granddad was walking through the desert when suddenly he saw an amazing thing. There was a man kneeling down next to a bush and the bush was on fire, but it wasn't burning up. Can you imagine? He was so amazed that he snuck up a little closer to see what it was. When he peeped around a rock, he heard two voices. One was the man Moses, and the other, well, it had to be God, because it was so awesome, no one else could sound like that. And you know what? They were talking. God was saying to Moses, I need you to go and rescue my people Israel from Egypt. And Moses was replying saying, I'm not so sure about that. It was like Moses was anxious, worried about what he might have to say. Anyways, God was super patient with Moses. He listened to Moses. God stayed calm, but he really meant what he said. He really wanted Moses to go and rescue Israel with his help. Well, Moses just kept making excuses. They won't listen to me, he said. What do I say then? God said, throw your stick to the ground and it will become a snake. And you know what? It did. God gave Moses 2 more super miracles to help people believe. That's just wow. But Moses still made another excuse. This time he said, I've never been a good speaker and I'm slow in my speaking. But you know what, boys and girls? God still didn't give up. He let Moses take his brother Aaron along to help him do the talking. Moses was super worried about having to speak in front of other people. Moses thought it should stop him from having to go. But you know what? That day, my many greats granddad and Moses learned that even if we are worried about what we should say, God still makes us unstoppable when we do as he asks us. Amazing! See you later, folks.
Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high you can't get over it. So low you can't get under it. So wide you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high, you can't get over it. So low, you can't get under it. So wide, you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love.
Hi everybody, it's craft time. Right, today's craft is a really cute little tableau of Moses and the burning bush. So in your craft pack you should have this template of the burning bush. You should have one of these little templates of Moses. And you should have a few pieces of green tissue or crepe paper and some red or orange tissue squares. So the first job that you need to do is to take your picture of the burning bush and we're going to colour it in. Okay, so there's lots of writing across the top which says Moses and the burning bush, and you can colour that in anyhow you like. You can colour your bush in anyhow you like, really. But I've coloured mine in here brown and traditional green for the leaves, and I've done a sandy desert floor on mine. Once you've coloured it in, we're going to fold the edges round. So here's your template, and along your template here it says fold. So all you do is pop it on a flat surface and fold along that edge so that you end up with a really sturdy card that will stand up. So your bush, when you put it down flat, will be nice and sturdy. Okay, then what I'm going to ask you to do is fold it down the middle. Now here down the middle, I hope you can see, it says cut out along this flame shape, and this is going to be where our bush is burning. So if you fold that piece in half, you can take your scissors, and if this bit gets tricky, you can ask a grown-up or maybe a big brother or sister to give you a hand. And we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut along the shape on one side of this flame. Now the flame shape is actually symmetrical, so you only need to follow one side when it's folded over and you will get the perfect shape of the flames when you've finished. You should have your card looking like this. So at the moment it doesn't look very bushy. So if you take your green tissue paper, you can cut it into little bobbly shapes like this, little bush shapes. Take your glue and we're going to stick those along where the leaves are around our bush to make it look a nice, full, growing, healthy bush. Okay, so we're going to stick those all round our bush shape to make it nice and full, and when we finish it should look a little bit like this. Okay, now that hole in the middle at the moment doesn't look as if it's burning, So we've got our tissue paper squares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of tape along the top and a little bit of tape along the bottom of my square, and I'm going to put that onto the back. So this is the front, and I'm going to stick my piece of tissue to the back like this. Okay. So once we've got that down over the flame shape that we cut out, we should have a burning bush. There we go. Okay, so that's the first part of our little tableau. Now the next part is Moses, and it has the verse on it here, and it says, "And God said, I will be with you," and it has Exodus chapter 3 verse 12a. Okay, that's there for us so that we can remember what it was that God said to Moses. Right, so you need to use your scissors, and once you've coloured in Moses, here's my Moses, you can colour him any colour you like. We need to cut carefully along this dotted line that goes around the outside of Moses. Now be careful not to cut along the line that says here, fold. Those two lines there are quite important because they need to stick to our burning bush. So we're going to cut round Moses like this, and once we've cut round him, we're going to attach him to the card that we've made with the burning bush on it. Now you might need some help with the cutting. Some of it's a little bit awkward, but the rest of this is just gluing. So take your Moses, and where it says fold on those little dotted lines, just fold along there. Again, if you're having trouble, ask someone to give you a hand. You might need a grown-up or a big brother or sister, or a granny or a granddad. Okay, and then we should have a Moses that will fold out and stand up. So on the back of these tabs here, what I'm going to do is put a little bit more glue on both of those tabs, on the reverse side, so on the back of our Moses. So here's the front of my Moses where I've coloured him in, and I've put the glue here and here. And then on the folded part of our card, I'm just going to stick these two bits together, hold them down, and then on the other side I'm going to do the same and slot it together, and then we should have our beautiful tableau of Moses and the burning bush. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed the craft. Take care. Bye.
Hi, I'm Toby and I'm going to be your quiz master for today. I hope you're all ready to shout out some amazing answers. Let's dive in it. Where did the story take place? In the desert. What was on fire but not burning up? The bush. Which two people were at the bush talking? God and Moses. What did God task Moses to do? Rescue his people, Israel. What was the name of Moses' brother who could do the talking for him? Aaron. Bye for now. I hope you all got 5 out of 5. Bye.
Well, Quizmaster Toby, song leaders Asher and Olivia, thank you guys so much. Great job. That was really, really, really fun. So, don't know about you, but have there ever been times when you've been worried about what you might say or the words you might use? I remember a time when I was at school and I had to give a presentation in front of my class, in my English class. And I remember standing at the front, holding my paper, and I think my hands were literally shaking as I tried to talk to people about what I needed to say. My voice was very quiet because I didn't feel very confident. In fact, I was actually really worried about what I was going to say. I was worried about what people would think. I was worried about what people might hear. I just was all in a bundle of knots and nerves. And it didn't help me with my presentation. It's one of those things, isn't it? When we're worried, worries can catch our words and they can stop us in our mid-flow sometimes. They could sometimes even try and stop us before we get started. And that's a bit like Moses, isn't it? Moses from our story, as we saw from the quiz, Moses, God's asked him to do something. It's no small thing. We've got to give Moses some credit. It's no small thing. God wants him to go and to rescue Israel on his behalf from Egypt, where the people are being treated really, really badly. Really, really badly. And God wants to rescue his people. And so he invites Moses to go. And Moses, rather than going, yes, I can do this, he goes, no, I can't do it. You can't send me. You have to send someone else. No, I'm not good enough at this. I can't do that enough. What if they don't believe me? What if they don't listen to me? What if they tell me that I'm making it up and I'm all a bit, blah, 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 blah. They just say no. And God says to Moses, but I'm going to go with you, so it's going to be all right. You see, what Moses had missed was that Moses thought it was all about him. Moses thought it was all about his words and his delivery and what he could do. But actually what God was saying to Moses was, if I go with you, actually, and the fact that I'm asking you to do this means that you can go and you don't need to worry about anything. Oh, you don't need to worry about your words, Moses, God says, because I'll be with you. And I tell you what, you could take your brother Aaron along as well. He'll help you out as well if you need to find the right words for the right moment. But don't worry about it, Moses. There are no reasons for you not to go. Oh. So why was Moses quite so worried? I don't know. Maybe he was just worried like we all do. We all can feel worried sometimes. But actually, when God asks us to do something, he makes sure that he can help us to do that thing that he's asked us to do. And so we don't ever need to feel worried because God can give us the right words at the right time, in the right place, in the right space. And we don't need to feel anxious or worried about it. God has some amazing things for each one of us. So when you're at school and you have to do a presentation, maybe say a short prayer and ask God to help you. You don't need to worry. You don't need to be concerned. Or maybe you've got to do something for the first time and it's a bit daunting. Or maybe you have to stand up and say the right thing and it's a bit scary. Don't worry. God, as Moses shows us, God is able to help Moses with his words in the same way that God is able to help us with our words. And so we don't need to worry about what we might say. God can make us unstoppable with Him when we do as He asks us to do. Because He steps in and He helps us out and He fills in the gaps and He makes us able to use all the right words in the right way at the right time for the right reasons. God is amazing at that. God can make us unstoppable with Him when we do the things He asks us to do. And do you know why? Because He takes away our worries and He helps us to be confident in the words that He gives us to speak. So boys and girls, thank you for joining us. We hope you've had a great time with us here today with Unstoppable. It's been great to have you and great to learn and share together. Thank you to Asha and Olivia and Toby and Lorna and Alex and Laura for your help, and Brian the camel. What a legend. Thank you all guys for all that you've done to help us have a great session today. Now, don't forget, we have Unstoppable Part 6. Yes, that's right, I'm on to 2 hands now. Unstoppable Part 6 coming up on the 27th of June. That's at the 27th of June. And we're going to be looking at the story of Esther, an incredible lady in the Old Testament who does some amazing things. And again, she saves God's people through her actions. And she is a great example of becoming unstoppable with God. So guys, hope you have enjoyed yourselves today. We really look forward to seeing you again next time. And if you want any more information, do get in touch with the church here, myself, Oliver, here at the church, and we'll be delighted to answer any questions you might have. And so remember, even if you're worried about your words and what to say, remember that Moses shows us that with God we can become unstoppable when we do the things that God asks us to do. You guys are amazing. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.
That's all, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.